Blake Cousins, broadcasting live from the Big Island of Hawaii, taking your calls in regards to this UFO phenomenon happening right now. I want to give a big shout out to a caller who called me this morning via Skype all the way from Ireland. Just wanted to thank us right here at Third Phase of Moon for our work that we do and sharing your stories to the world. So big shout out to Ireland. Francis, appreciate your call and encouragement to us right here at Third Phase of Moon. We really do appreciate it. Ireland, thanks for listening to us right here at Third Phase Moon. The world is listening to Third Phase Moon. That's what's amazing. It's just not here in the United States. It's a worldwide phenomenon, this radio show, taking your calls and sharing it. That's what it's all about. So if you've got something you want to share tonight, why don't you just call in to 347-934-0378. Go ahead and press number 1 on your touchpad device, whatever you're using. Just press that number 1 and you'll be taken straight to the top of the call list. We want to hear a good, concise story. Have you seen a UFO? Something you can't explain in the skies? Or have you been abducted by extraterrestrial beings? Or in other words, just a being that we're not aware of, something possibly out of this world or maybe from our ancient times, our ancient ancestors. That's what some of the big questions we're wanting to find out. What is going on? People claim every day that they've been abducted by aliens. 6 million alone in the United States every year claim that something strange happened to them. So we want to get to your stories. Let's go ahead and bring in the callers and go to area code 317. You made it to Third Phase of Moon live. Hey, how's it going? Where are you calling in from?
Going good. I'm calling from Indianapolis, Indiana.
All right. Well, welcome to the show. You're coming in loud and clear. Sounds like you got something you want to share to the world. I'd sure like to hear it.
It's not like real exciting like abduction or anything like that, but we were camping back around like May 18th, 19th, and the 20th, and we were out like stargazing and kind of, sky watching. It's kind of a thing we do, and didn't see anything the first night. The second night I was out there and I just happened to be looking up in the sky, and I was watching like some planes flying around. There was like probably about like 6 or 7 of them, flying around, and I caught these 3 lights, and I was like watching them because I thought those don't look like the normal planes, and so I just started just like tracking just those and watching them, and I watched it for like 10, 15 minutes total, but about 10 minutes in, it turned and like flew by me, and I just was like in shock, amazed. It was a huge black triangle. The first time I had ever seen one. I was like couldn't turn away. I didn't like want to walk away and miss anything, but I was just so like excited because I had never seen anything like that. I've always looked and sky watched, and we've talked about it, and I never see anything, and it was just huge, and it was like low down. It wasn't really high up. I was surprised. I thought, wow, if I had like a throwing arm, I could have like hit it with a football. But it only had lights at the corners of it, so 3 lights at each, so like the triangle, each corner was lit up, and it just sat there, silent as can be, did not move, just hovering above me for probably a good like 5 to 8 minutes. Like I was just like, wow, like I couldn't believe how huge it was, like huge. I would say like as big as a Walmart, and it was silent, no sound at all. And I just watched it just slowly go on by, and then it just turned, and I was watching it, and it just, after it turned, and went off real slow, I lost it. And I was like so excited. I went, because I wanted him to see it. He had went in the camper, and I was like, oh no, you missed it. I was so, like, I couldn't believe it. It was the coolest thing I had seen. And I said, I know this. It was either a TR-3B or a alien triangle. One or the two. It wasn't a plane, you know what I mean? It was one of the two.
Incredible. You said it was so close to you that you felt like you could have thrown something at it. So this is no more than 30 or 50 feet above your head or so?
Well, I wouldn't say maybe that close, but like, okay, there was a tree not far up, like too far, in front of me, and it wasn't like much higher than the top of the tree. You see what I'm saying? It compared to like a plane flying by or helicopter or something like that, it was nowhere near as high as that.
You think anybody in the neighborhood spotted the same thing you did? Was there any reports talking in the town about this sighting you had?
You know, I'm not sure where we were camping at. Like, I seen like some people were out, but like I seen people were outside. But I thought, I wonder if they're wondering why I'm like just standing in the middle of the road, because there was like a little road to like go up to like the shower house and stuff. I was wondering if they thought like, what is this lady doing, just standing up in the road, just standing there. But I don't know if anyone saw it. But I thought the craziest thing about that was, not when we got back home, I wasn't even like 3 days went by. Someone on YouTube had posted in another state that they had seen the exact same thing, a video. I'm not sure if it was your channel or if it was Kyle's or maybe even have been another channel. I'm not quite sure. But it was one of them. I saw it, and I was showing him. I was like, oh, my God, look. I was so excited. I was like, this is what I saw. I was like, this is the exact same thing. And that same night, it was the same night I saw it just in another state. And I said, I wouldn't be surprised if it was the same one, because how fast and calmly and quietly it moved, that it could just, fly from state to state probably, you know what I mean, within the matter of minutes,
What about the idea of what camping ground or what park was this exactly at?
It was Monroe, like Lake Monroe. Yeah. And that was the first time that I had seen anything out there. I've been there a few times camping and boating, and that's the first time I had seen anything. And we go camping a lot, and we go to a lot of different places, and I'm always like stargazing and looking. And where I'm at in the city, it's really hard for me to see things because the smog and the lights and trees and things. So I don't have much luck in the city. So when I get a chance to get out of the city at night, like that's my favorite thing to do. And sometimes I just like fall asleep, watching. It's just relaxing, and it's pretty cool to see something. And I always say,
absolutely,
I don't never see anything. I kind of get like distracted because I'm like, or not distracted, but discouraged because people say they see so many, and I'm like, I never see anything. But I saw something that night, and I was excited.
You sure did. Absolutely. This thing sounded massive. So what do you think? You're not sure what you saw, but it was triangular in shape, and this thing was massive in size, and you're not sure if it's alien or military, but you saw something. Can you describe to us maybe about what do you think it was made out of? Was it metallic? What color was it?
As I was watching it, I thought, I hear all these stories of these TR-3s and how common they are, but like I've never seen those. And I thought, it could be that, but I knew that it was one of the two. It's that's it. It's not somebody up there. It's not a drone. It was, to me, it wasn't metallic like the disc. It was more like black or blacked out. And as I was watching it, I thought, people could look up and miss this all the time, because if you like kind of would turn your eyes away with the perspective of just glancing back up, it would almost look like stars just for a second if you just glanced. Do you know what I mean? If you had to really kind of watch it, and like I seen it approach, that the way it sat there and hovered, that if someone just kind of glanced up with the corners lit up, they'd have just thought, oh, it's just some stars, with blacked out, because it was so dark and blacked out that you have the dark night sky, but you could actually see where the craft was dark black, like just a little bit darker black. Does that make any sense?
Absolutely. It's basically blocking the stars from your vision, because this thing is it's a massive object, and you can't see through it, but it's basically gliding like through the air. You don't hear it, do you? Did you hear any kind of weird noise or anything like that?
Nothing. I could not believe it. I was like, wow. It was so calm and quiet and silent. Not one sound, and it just sat there. And I thought, wow, I don't hear anything. I couldn't believe it. I was just like in awe, and I thought any minute it's going to fly away. And I started to turn and go grab him because I wasn't even probably 20 feet from our campsite, and and he had just been out there with me, and I thought, but if I walk away and something happens, I knew that I would miss it. I wanted to see what was going to happen, how it flew off, like I just didn't want to miss anything, and I'm glad I didn't because I stood there probably another minute and a half, and it was gone.
Yeah, these things that people are witnessing all around the world, and I've actually seen the exact same thing that you've seen. So
yeah, I've heard you speak about that.
You're describing it to me. That's interesting. And not everybody does experience this, but if you're out there looking and you're in a secluded space like a campground, we were in the middle of nowhere when we witnessed this as well. It seems like they like to make their appearances with not much of a population around. So that's kind of or an audience. It's interesting.
Right.
If next time you do this thing, scream at the top of your lungs, because I know we were screaming when we were witnessing this. Like, oh my God, it was quite amazing. Get people's reactions, and get that phone out too. That cell phone of yours.
Oh, I had my phone, and I was so disappointed. Like I couldn't get my phone to cooperate, and I was so mad at myself that I didn't have my camera with me. And I keep telling everyone next time I'm going to have my camera. I'm going to have my camera.
Absolutely, absolutely. Be prepared, and like I say, always have a steady hand when this action goes down. Well, I appreciate your call in. Thank you so much for sharing this, and you're not alone in this eyewitness, but it confirms that the TR-3B, or this triangular-shaped craft, the size of Walmart, is what people are comparing it to, exists. It really exists, so appreciate the call in.
Thanks, Blake.
Thank you so much. And, hey, guys, if you've got something you want to share, have you seen the TR-3B? Have you seen something like the caller just shared with us? I want to hear it. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. Call in to 347-934-0378. Just go ahead and press number 1 on that touchpad of yours, and we'll get to you right away. We got area code 585 coming up, and see who else is ready to speak on Third Phase Moon Live. We'll be right back. All right. That was a good call. I like good calls, good stories, and news stories. I always like news stories, too. Let's bring in area code 585. You made it to the show. How you doing? Area code 585. You there?
Hey, how you doing, Blake? It's me, Jose. How you been, man? Long time no hear.
Oh, yeah. Long time. I don't know. Something just cut out there. It's kind of weird. Let's go to area code 562. 562. You got something you want to share? Third Phase of Moon. You made it to the show.
Hi, Blake. I just heard Jose I listened to Jose on your show. I wanted to know if I've been wanting him to call up and tell us if his friend told him where that UFO was in Florida that was somewhere off some highway. Do you remember that story?
Yeah. You got to refresh my memory. There's a lot of stories that come in. So you're wanting to know exactly.
I'm calling in to tell you a story, but the Jose guy said that he worked with a guy in Florida who said that when he was younger, someone took him to some place in the swamps there in Florida and showed him a UFO craft that had been crashed, and it was off the highway somewhere in the Everglades or somewhere there.
No.
But anyways, maybe he was going to tell us about it if he calls back.
Well, absolutely.
I wanted to tell you, your movie was really great, and it touched my heart.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah, Hangar 52, it was made from the heart, and people like you sharing their stories to us, and it was a lot of fun for us to make. So what was your best part of Hangar 52?
Well, what now? Say it again.
What did you like about Hangar 52?
Blake?
Yeah, I was just getting your opinion on
I like the characters in the movie. But, anyways,
right. Hey, we'll let you know. We'll let you know if we hear anything about this recovered flying alien craft on the side of the road in the Everglades. Well, definitely, we're going to keep our ears to the ground about that. And if anybody wants to know about the movie or what movie I'm talking about, just look up Hangar 52, the official movie on our YouTube channel. It's a full-length motion picture that we spent about a year on, and we gave it for free on YouTube. Just, we didn't want to put it through a distributor or anything like that. We just wanted to give back to the people so they could, check it out for free. So it's up there. All right, let's go to area code 347. How you doing tonight? Hello.
Hey, what's up, Blake? What's going on?
Hey, how's it going? Where are you calling in from?
I'm calling in from Queens, New York.
All right. Well, good morning to you. Good morning. What's going on over there in Queens? I know there's a fire at one of the buildings recently close by over there, but you see anything strange in the skies recently over there?
Yes, pretty much. Right over is actually a big gym and a park, and usually sometimes, like if I'm going to sleep, like before I go to sleep, I take out the garbage or I check, because we have a lot of raccoons in this area now, so I have to make sure they're not.
Hold on, sir. Can you get up a little closer to the mic? You're coming in like you're in an echo chamber.
Sorry.
Can you fix that up?
Am I still echoing?
Yeah, that's much better. Hey, thank you. So what's the name of this building, first of all? Let's get some exact locations. What's the name of this place?
Well, it's over actually, this is like near Rosedale. This is Rosedale, Queens. This is actually behind, this is like at the very beginning of a cargo area. This is called the cargo area of JFK. JFK Airport. So it's pretty dark over there at the very beginning because that's the cargo area. There's really no airplanes at that end. I've seen plenty of them, objects flying, and they'll just turn off their engine.
What are you seeing up there?
Like these,
what do they look like?
Well, I stayed out. One day I took my motorcycle and I rode out there, and I just posted up. And I laid in the grass, and I'm just looking, and then I go, there I go, I see one. So, I pulled out my phone. I don't have a camera, and I do need to invest into a camera because probably you could get some more pixels out of a camera. And I'm laying down, and I look up, and I said, just give me a sign. I know you're out there. If you stay looking up, eventually you definitely gonna see something because they're on that. They've been increasing a lot, and I got people that have pictures and stuff like that. So I wanted to really get a picture of myself. So I looked up and I'm looking and I said, wow, look at that. And I seen one and it slowly but surely faded away. It was one that was slow. It was another one on the left hand side of me that was very big, but it wasn't like noticeable to where you could see like a structure of it. It was just like it looked like a star that was moving, and then it's like the engine turned off and it went dead as it continuously was moving. And I said, "Oh snap!" I said, "Oh snap! There it go." But the other day something really freaked me out. I was sitting on the step and a white van came by with nothing on it, a white van, and it was like a GMC van, and two individuals was driving. Well, not two individuals, but it was two people inside the car, and they didn't have a face. It was just the most creepiest thing I've ever seen in my life. I was just like,
how close
what?
were you to these guys? They didn't have a face?
I was probably like, it didn't look like they had a face, man. I mean, it was like, you could tell if somebody has makeup on, and they had black on. They had like a black collared shirt, and their face was just like oval, and they was just like, she was like, what are they doing? Because we were like at an intersection where it was like a stop sign going, like cross section. A stop sign there, stop sign there, stop sign there, stop sign there. So it's like 4 stop signs. And they just stopped, and we was like, hey. And it was like they replied, like they didn't reply. I mean, like it was like they couldn't register what we was saying. Like, what are you doing? We was like, yo, get out the middle of the street. Like, what are you doing? And the way their face turned so slow. It was just the most creepiest. Excuse me, I wanted to curse, but it was just creepy, man. And they just like jetted off. I was like, oh man, this is it. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I was like, oh man, I don't know.
So they turned and looked at you. They're the faceless ones. They turned and looked at you.
Their response of turning to look at us was so slow and late. It was like late. It was like, whoa, what the heck? And it wasn't like, like a move, like fakeness. It was like they didn't really understand what they heard when we was like, hey, yo, like, hey, what are you doing? Like, I was like, oh my gosh, that was most creepy. After that, we went in the house. That was the night. The night was over after that. I mean, I stayed up for a couple hours.
Man. Yeah, I'd be scared too. I'd be scared as well. The faceless ones. Has anybody seen those guys out and about over there in Queens, New York? I want to know. Yikes. I don't know what I would do if I came across the faceless ones. I know what I'd do, actually. I'd go, Brent, grab that camera, film them right now. We're going to put this up on Third Phase of the Moon. Stand by. We'll be right back with more of your calls. If you've got something you want to share, don't be shy. 347-934-0378. I want to hear your calls, and I want to share it to the world because that's what we do. So stand by for that, everybody.
Third Phase of Moon.
Warning. Control life. Warning. Warning. Failure. Control life. Warning.
Unidentified flying object.
Let's go to the callers. Let's bring them in. Area code 706. Thanks for waiting. You made it to Third Phase of Moon Live. Welcome to the show. Where are you calling in from?
Hello, Brother Blake. I'm calling from Blue Ridge, Georgia, right here where the Appalachian Trail starts.
Wow. Great. Welcome to the show, man. Hey, thanks for calling in. Love the spirit.
Yeah, I've been a fan of yours for several years. I've enjoyed watching your channel progress.
Oh, well, the word has gotten out over the years, and I appreciate it. It's been a journey, and I appreciate you joining it with us.
Yeah, you're a real stand-up guy, Blake, and it's hard to find people like you on doing such a courageous subject such as this due to the mythology of human beings that have been, kind of miseducated. You showed up at UFO Proof and stood up and took his heat, and I appreciate you for doing that. That was real stand-up of you.
Well, yeah, Kyle's a good guy, it turns out. And after you just communicate with people and just treat people with a little bit of respect and common sense, it goes a long way. And I appreciate that because in this era of information and this topic, it's so controversial, getting it out as fast as we do, there's a lot of flack that comes back. But in a way, dealing with the public the way we do, it's been really cool. It's been a ride. It's been a ride. There's always going to be haters out there, but some of these people that are haters, once you get to talk to them and you start to understand and learn from each other, it's a good thing, opening up new ideas.
Awesome. Well, thank you for taking my call. I got a couple of questions.
All right. Let's hear them.
Are you going to do another Hangar 52? And
are we going to do another Hangar 52? That's a good question. We would love to do Hangar 52 and revisit that, and maybe it will happen. And we'll get into that. But we have big, exciting things coming up. We're working on 2 documentaries at this moment, and we're excited to be working on it. And it's going to be some of the ideas that people have given us, like what we should do in documentaries. And we're dealing with real people, real sightings, real videos, on location reporting, you name it, even some reenactments in recreations of people's stories that weren't captured on video, but then it just adds to the whole phenomenon. And it's going to be something incredible, and we want to get that out before the year is up. So, yeah, maybe a Hangar 52 in 2018.
Sweet. My second and final question is, if the government knows about extraterrestrials, life on other planets, why don't they tell us? And my reply would be the petrodollar. Other than that, I thought it may be some kind of religious holding back and not telling us because of religion, but I'm sure aliens have a higher power. Thanks so much, Blake, for everything, and I really enjoy you.
Oh, wow. I appreciate it. Let me answer your question there. Let me ask you a question. Let's just say all of a sudden you had the power to fly and you were able to levitate and fly around like Superman. Would you go public with it, or would you keep it a secret?
Well, I understand the government's foundation and that, the keys to the kingdom are through holding secrets because you don't want it to fall into the enemy's hands.
Yeah, I think that has a little to do with it, absolutely. And I think some of the technology is trickling down to us. And wouldn't it be up to the aliens just to make their own decision and let us know that they exist besides our own governments trying to tell us, which, I think the aliens should just make the first move already. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
The government obviously is going to hold it for their own reasoning, these powers that they have in control. And there is some kind of secret agenda going on, but somebody's going to have to make a move. And I got a feeling the aliens are going to be doing it sooner than later, but we'll have to wait and see. It seems like the sightings are going up more and more as the years go by. And people are being more aware of it as well. Wow. Hey, man. Hey, thanks for the call. Appreciate it. And
you're awesome, brother.
You keep in touch.
Yeah, man.
You have a good one, and keep your eyes on the skies, sir. Keep your eyes on the skies. Appreciate that call. Let's go to area code 713. You made it to the show. Welcome.
Hey, Blake.
Hey, how you doing? Doing pretty good.
Good.
And I want to hear a good story. I hope you got one.
Well, I mean, this was several years ago, about 5 years ago, but I dated this one really interesting gal, and we just started casually dating, getting to know each other. But she, to my surprise, she was into the Sedona and different things in the world regarding, the mystical, but also the ETs and all of that. And anyway, she had said that she was one of the star people, and not sure if she was crazy or not, but I didn't assume she was, because she didn't come about that way. She's a pretty smart gal. But anyways, so as skeptical as I was, she took me to her place, and so she showed me some of the things that she, from the star, supposedly from the star area, or from the star symbolism that she had there. And I still didn't believe her. But anyway, so finally, because she saw that I was skeptical. So finally, she said, okay, let me try something. Hold on to it was a pendant, and with a chain on it. And so she had me hold the quartz. She set it on the table and said, hold on, don't grab the pendant yet, the quartz, rock. And then, so she went like 25 feet away, turned around. She had some, I guess they were like dowsing rods. And so anyway, she said, okay, take a hold of that quartz. So I did. And she had those dowsing rods on her hand. And as soon as I grabbed the quartz, the dowsing rods moved to my direction. And so I said, you must be moving it. She said, no, I'm not. Try it again. And then,
so you were holding the dowsing rod? You were holding the dowsing rod? Or... yeah, maybe that's an easy thing to do. So I wanted to hear that you were holding it, but go ahead. Let's see how this goes.
Yeah, no. She was holding the dowsing rods. And she asked me to grab onto the quartz, that quartz pendant. And so, anyways, there was, definitely as soon as I grabbed it, it went towards my way. And I tried to debunk it. I don't know. Can you actually make those dowsing rods move? I'm not sure, but anyway, wanted to ask you.
Yeah,
what you thought.
Yeah, you got to watch out. I've met a lot of people that claim that they're very spiritual, and they have special powers over me, basically, because they could read my mind, or they know things that other people don't. They're basically holier than thou in a certain sense. When some of these people in spirituality, not all of them, have a very big ego in a certain sense, and they claim that they have certain powers. And yet I have not seen anybody, in my opinion, have any powers of telekinesis or anything yet. I'd sure like to see it. Can anybody introduce me to anybody? I'm putting a high alert out there. Anybody with telekinesis that could show me that they have the true power? Please contact me, please. And if you want to remain anonymous, that's fine. But we'll hide your face. But we want to show the proof, because so far that has not been proven to me. These this psychic ability yet. I've yet to see it, but if anybody could prove it to me, especially telekinesis, I want to know. All right. So be wary, but have an open mind. That's all I'm saying. Okay, let's go to area code 804. 804, you're on Third Phase Moon Live. Don't be shy, 804, you're live, Third Phase Moon. Hello? All right, 804. Let's see. I guess we got an anonymous caller. Let's go for it. Oop, anonymous caller dropped out. I want to let everybody know that I've been working on, again, these 2 documentaries, and one of them is in regards to Jim Channon. He's in charge of the 1st Earth Battalion, and we've got to meet him at his place on the Big Island of Hawaii called Asteria. And he is the real man behind the men who stare at goats. We talk about a lot of things, and he talks about what's going to happen when the aliens do come down. He's got a plan. He's got a big plan, and he's sketched it out for everybody to take a look. And we're going to be working on this exclusive documentary with Jim Channon. We're in the process of wrapping it up, and I can't wait to show that to everybody right here at Third Phase Moon. I'm looking forward to it. So, everybody, I'm going to have to cut this radio short so I could get working on that documentary, so I could get it out as soon as possible. But I invite everybody to call in and join us on Monday. We're going to be broadcasting live again, taking your calls from around the world. And stay tuned. We've got more updates coming over the weekend on Third Phase of Moon YouTube. Stay tuned, everybody. Stay safe. And if you see something amazing in the skies, grab that camera, have a steady hand, and proceed to shoot. And submit it to us if you've got it. Send it to us at our email on our description. See you guys next time.